Hello guys, my name is Jahin and today I will discuss with you the chapter 5 of Bangladesh and Global Studies. So I'm going to that page now. So guys, here's our page, chapter 5, its name is population. So from the name we can understand that the whole chapter is about the population of Bangladesh and so on. Also there in this chapter I think there are 4 lessons. There are 4 lessons in this chapter. I will start reading. As you know my reading system, I'll first read and then I'll make you understand about the page. Okay, the lesson 1 is the impact over population on families. We have studied the figures for overpopulation in previous classes. Overpopulation can make it difficult for families to find food, clothing and housing. Food. Bangladesh is an agricultural country and we need all our farm land. But more land is needed for human settlement. So our agricultural land is diminishing. This means that we have to keep importing various food. Almost 2.5 million metric tons of food is imported every year. But at present, we are able to grow sufficient food for our people. Clothing. Clothing is a basic need for children. Large families sometimes cannot afford clothing for all their children. The children cannot go to school if they do not have clothing. Housing. There are already 1 million homeless people in Bangladesh. According to the United Nations data, a further 3 million people are added to the population every year. It's difficult for the government to supply housing for everyone, so the homeless come to the cities in search of work and shelter. There are 250,000 children living on the streets in Dhaka. So guys, I'll make you the space understand. As you know that in the previous classes we have known about the farming and about the way how we get money. So in this chapter about the population we will know now. So in this page there are about 3 things that are harmed in population for the population. There are food, clothing, housing. Food. Bangladesh is an agricultural country and we need all farmland. But much more land is needed for the settlement of human, because there are lots of human in our country and more are coming. So our agricultural land is diminishing. It means it's becoming less. So we have to keep importing various food. About 2.5 million metric tons of food is imported every year. So guys, here you can see that 2.5 million metric tons of food. You need to underline this line in your book, because these can come in fill in the blank in your PEC exam. But at present we can grow food for people. We have the strength to do it. Okay, so guys, I'll go to clothing now. Clothing is a very important need for all children. Large families sometimes cannot afford on clothing. According to the children cannot go to school if they do not have clothing. Housing. There are already 1 million homeless people in Bangladesh, and this is according to the data of United Nations. You have to also underline this line, because this can also come in a short question like whose data, which country's data is the 1 million homeless people. There are 1 million homeless people in Bangladesh, or it can also become there are already 1 million. According to United Nations data, how many people are homeless? So a further 3 million people are added to the population every year. It means almost 3 million people are added to the population every year, and it is difficult for the government to supply housing for everyone. As you know, there are lots of homeless people and our government cannot give sufficient housing for everyone. So the homeless people come in city in search of work and shelter. There are 250,000 children living on the streets in Dhaka. I hope you understand this page. Now I'll go to page number 42. It's about lesson 2, the impacts of overpopulation on society. So guys, now let's read this page. For society as a whole, overpopulation puts pressure on education, health, and the environment. Education is crucial to the progress of our society, but 35% of our population is still illiterate. This is partly because there are not enough resources for education, and partly because poor families cannot afford to send their children to school. Even after they enroll in school, children may have to drop out to help the family. Health. The number of doctors in our country is inadequate to the size of our population. Many people are undernourished or suffering from diseases. This poor health often means that they cannot work to earn a living and help our economy. Environment. Overpopulation has a bad effect on the environment. People cut down too many trees for housing. Chemicals and fertilizer are polluting our river and streams already overused for drinking water. All this eventually has an effect on climate change. Okay, here you can see some picture about the effects of overpopulation on the environment. This picture is about the two men cutting trees, and another one is about air and water pollution. You can see there's smokes coming out, and you know that because of this air pollution is mixing with air, and air pollution is created. And also water pollution is created because see here waste materials are going to water and mixing the water with bad things. Okay, let's discuss this page. In this page this page is mainly about the impact of overpopulation. So in 3 cases the overpopulation are impact most. Those 3 are education, health, and environment. I will talk about education first. As you know, education is very important for our society, but only 35% of our population population is still illiterate. This is partly because this is mainly because the poor people cannot afford student to this is mainly because there are not enough resources for education, and this is also because the poor people does not have enough money for education, and also this is because poor people if poor can send them to enroll in school, children may have dropout for the help in family. Okay, I will talk about health now. We know there are lots of doctors in Bangladesh, but the number of doctors is not enough for the size of our population, because as you know that our population is increasing much. Many people are now suffering from many diseases, and this means that they cannot work for earning and they can also help the world's economy. And if they don't help the world's economy, our world will one time become bad, and also it will suffer from lots of famine. Okay guys, now I'll come to environment. Overpopulation also has a bad effect on environment. People cut down too many trees for spaces, and chemical and fertilizer are polluting water, stream, river, already overused for drinking water. And this means that for the pollution of water, many drinking water are now going out and being polluted, and এখন আমাদের এর অভাব পড়ছে drinking water. And all this eventually has a bad effect on the climate change, and you know that because of climate change our world is facing various problems. And so I will go to list. I hope you understand this page, and so I'll go to page number 44. It's lesson 3, and it's about the population as human resource. Now I'll read it. Human resource is one of the most important requirements for a country's economic development. Capital and natural resources can then be used effectively with the help of human resource. human resources. We may not have enough capital, meaning money, but we have plenty of natural and human resources. So, how can we turn a large population into more productive human resource or manpower? The first opinion is to export laborers to other countries in order to earn foreign currency. People with different skill travel to foreign countries so that they can both help their families financially and also contribute to the economy of country. The second opinion is to improve our level of education so that our labor force becomes literate and productive. The government can create vocational training programs to help prepare people for work. The third opinion is to train people in specific skills in technical training centers so that they can help develop new industries like electronics, for instance. So this page is about population as a human resource. On this page we are mainly knowing that if we turn population in human resource, it will help our world in many ways. Human resource is very important requirement for a country's development, economic development. Capital, which means money, can be used properly if we turn population as human resource. So how can we do it? How can we turn population in human resource? There are three opinions given in the page. The first opinion is to export labor to other countries who are skilled so that they can earn some foreign currency for our work. The second opinion is to improve our level of education so that our laborers can be skilled and so they can be exported and they can be prepared for work. The third opinion is to train people in specific skills in technical training centers so they can develop new industries like electronics. So if we follow these three opinions, I think the population can be changed to human resources and our country's economic development will be more good. And so I hope you understand this page. I'll go to page number 46, and this is lesson 4. It's about solution to overpopulation. We have known about the effects and how can we the effects and what are being for the population, overpopulation. Now we will learn about how to solve the overpopulation issue in this lesson. In conclusion, we need a combined strategy in these areas. Food, increase the production of foodstuffs. Housing, increase government spending on housing. Environment, reduce the pollution of the environment so that people's standard of living is improved. Health, increase government spending on immunization and healthcare so that people are able to work better. Education, encourage better education of children so that they can find employment. Skill development, increase technical education so that our industries can expand. Reduce import and increase export, for example, by increasing production of textile and foodstuffs. Okay, the solution to overpopulation, we can do the solution to overpopulation in lots of ways. Here are 7 ways are given. If we follow this 7, if the 7 way is followed in some way, then we can get a solution to overpopulation. We can solve the overpopulation issue. So the first one is food. If the government or someone increase the food production or food stuff, then solution to overpopulation can be done. Housing, increase government spending. Government can increase spending on housing so that the homeless people get some house. Environment, we should reduce pollution of environment so that the standard of people's living, the way of people living is improved. So that people can stay safely. Health, increase government. The government should increase spending on immunization and healthcare so that people are able to work better and they do not get sick easily. Education, encourage better education of children. If we encourage the education of children, then they can find employment and do something for the country, actually be a good citizen of the country. Okay, skill development, increase technical education so that our industries can expand. If the technical education is increased, so then our labor will be more intelligent and they can expand the industries, they can make the industry more big. Balance of trade, reduce import and increase export. For example, by increasing production of textile and foodstuff. Okay, this means that we should increase export. I think you know what's export. I told it in your previous class. That was about chapter 4. Export means to sell something to other countries in order to achieve or gain foreign currency, to get foreign currency. So we should increase the exporting stuff and reduce import. I mean, import means to bring buy something from other country. One example is Niven textile, by increasing textile and foodstuffs. Okay guys, I think my chapter is finished. Our chapter is finished, and I hope you have understand the full chapter. And so now I will give you a thanks for listening to video. If the lecture is important to you, please like the video and subscribe my channel. And if you have any problem or question about the chapter, then please write it in the comment box. And thank you for listening. So bye. Stay home, stay safe.